Happy New Year's, Jets fans, and a happy holiday season. Hope everyone had this opportunity to spend time with their friends, family, and other loved ones. As we wind down the 2023 season with only one game left to go, news breaks today that Dalvin Cook and the New York Jets have mutually agreed to part ways. This is no real big shocker to anyone. I think, if anything, most people probably thought that they just wouldn't resign him, but the Jets here kind of did him a solid and let him and waived him and let him go choose another team to play for, potentially a Super Bowl contender. Um, a couple thoughts here. This is just another big blunder, another big mistake for the Jets and their offseason signings. Not because they signed Dalvin Cook necessarily, but because this team just showed the ineptitude to be able to utilize any of his talents really effectively. I know myself personally and most other Jets fans, we were excited with the Dalvin Cook signing, just the possibilities of both him and Breece Hall being a big 1-2 punch, maybe playing them in split back sets, having Breece or Dalvin out wide with the other, in the backfield. And the Jets just never did it. Even with all their offensive woes and ineptitude, they never found a way to maximize any talent that they had. And again, Dalvin Cook is he's another example of this. Whenever the Jets did have, well, the few times they did have split backs or, one out wide, one in the backfield, and they had success, they never went back to it. And for a team that couldn't move the football, definitely couldn't move the football consistently, couldn't score, couldn't get into the red zone, couldn't score when in the red zone, couldn't do anything right in offense, they somehow just forgot that they had two really good backs, one of them being Dalvin Cook, who's a perennial 1,000-yard running back, who also has a lot of talent in catching the ball. I know that past few years, especially last season, there were a couple of drops that he had, but just a really good overall athlete and really one of the top running backs, considered one of the top running backs in the league before his injury. And it's, again, this just goes back to the Jets and the front office and their philosophy. Whatever their philosophy is, I know most of us are kind of wondering what was the plan for the Jets this year besides Aaron Rodgers being healthy, playing a full year, and getting us into the playoffs and hopefully a Super Bowl. But getting back to Dalvin Cook. There was around the trade deadline, there were talks that him and Joe Douglas were possibly talking about getting a trade deal done with another team, the want to make that happen, or being released. Dalvin wasn't necessarily pleased with his role in the offense, which makes total sense. He got off to a slow start in the beginning, but he was coming back from an injury. Granted, it was a shoulder injury, but once Aaron Rodgers got hurt, the wheels kind of just fell off and fell off fast. There was just team had no momentum, no stability, really just no offensive effort in general. A lot to do with the coaching staff, but we all thought Dalvin Cook would definitely have a much larger role, even in part-time, splitting time with Breece Hall. We kind of figured, okay, maybe he's probably going to get the majority of the carries, majority of touches, and at the beginning of the season, first couple of weeks, because Breece was coming back from an ACL injury. And he started off, Dalvin, he started off with a pretty decent load. I think the first few games, he got something like 67% of the touches. But then it just started, his touch percentage just started going down to the point to where last game on Thursday, he was a healthy scratch. I think overall, I think he only had about 67 touches and about 220 yards, no touchdowns, extremely disappointing. But again, I think this is more on the New York Jets not utilizing any talent that they had, maximizing any talent they had, instead just kind of put them out there and said, this is the system we're running, this is what we're doing, so go do it. He's always been known as a volume carrier, gets stronger as the game goes along. The more touches he gets, the more productive he becomes, which, again, that was probably never going to be the case unless something happened to Breece Hall, which thankfully nothing did. that kind of warrants it. If that's the case, and Dalvin was really upset with his role. I wonder what him and the Jets were discussing when they were talking about a when they were negotiating contracts. Did the Jets say, "Hey, you're gonna get 70% of the touches for the first 5 weeks, and then it's gonna slow down," or what was the scenario there? Was it, "Oh, well, we're gonna split you and Brees evenly at 50-50"? Because, like I said, he seemed kind of put off by his role. He expressed that throughout the season, so it kind of makes you wonder what was being discussed during his negotiations, what was being told to Dalvin's side. I wish him all the luck. No ill will. The guy was professional. He never spoke badly about anyone or any of the coaches, the team, nothing. And I truly believe when he went out there, he went out there and put his best effort. Like I said, in the beginning of the season, it looked like he had lost a little bit of burst, but that was coming on in the past few weeks, where you saw that burst coming back. That the one cuts to the running lanes and everything like that. But whatever it may be, I hope he finds himself on a Super Bowl team. Hopefully not the Dolphins, but maybe he could join his brother James in Buffalo, get to stay in New York, get to play with your brother, go to be in the playoffs, hopefully a Super Bowl. But yeah, just to wrap it up, just another grossful neglection of any talent this team had. Yeah, hopefully we get it figured out, but yeah, Dalvin Cook and the New York Jets part ways. Good luck to him. Again, Happy New Year's, everyone, and happy holidays, and let's go Jets.